Hey guys, it is Friday afternoon here in the Philippines, and this is another bonus video for this week. This is not going to be our regular free-for-all weekend video. This is another mini GT piece, and this is kind of an iconic piece because this is going to be their first ever American car. This is the C8 Corvette. Actually, probably the first 164 diecast I know of this vehicle, unless Hot Wheels or Matchbox has released one already. This is the first really detailed high-end 164 C8 Vet that I'm aware of. To kind of set the mood, I put a couple of other vets out here. The C2 65 big block vet, and then the C3 68 big block vet. So this kind of, I don't know, marks a little bit of heritage with the vet. The C1 kind of had that typical 50s appearance. Even the 53 to 55s had the tail fins on them, kind of like what the 50s was noted for. Cars with big tail fins. Then in 56 up until 57, they lost the tail fins, had single headlights. Then 58 to 60, they had the double headlights. And then 61 and 62, they kind of integrated a C1 and C2 together. They had a rear end like a C2, front end like a C1. That was 58 to 60 with the double headlights. So that one I don't have any diecast of, unfortunately, so that's why I'm kind of trying to tell you in detail what they looked like. Then the C2 started in 63 and carried on till 67. That would be this model here with very subtle changes, like the different vents in the fenders. Like the 63 to 64 had the horizontal double vent. 63 was noted as being the split window vet, so you could tell it easily from the 64. Then 65 and 66 had these 3 vertical vents. Then 67 had 4 or 5 vertical vents. Then 68, which is this guy here, is when they changed over to the traditional Corvette look that everybody knows. And the reason I say this is it has that sloped, pointy, aerodynamic nose, 2-seater appearance, and then the flat back end with double tail lights on each side. Even the 80s C4 took this look also, with the sloped front end, flat back end, double tail lights on each side, and then C5, C6, C7s kind of continued on with the same look, with some changes like in body appearance, but it always had that C3 look. The C3 set the Corvette iconic characteristics, I guess I could say. C1, C2 were kind of still a mixture of things, and anyways, this is to kind of show you how they kind of looked before, and then the traditional Corvette look with that aerodynamic front end and such. So the C8 sets a whole new, I guess you could say, way to look at the Corvette. Now it looks like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. It just has that look, more so like a Ferrari. And it is mid-engine car now, so definitely not what you would think of as a Corvette. And then this is Mini GT's look here. On the box, that's a picture of the diecast, which is very nicely done. I'm still on the fence about these C8s. Not sure if I like them or not. I think they look great, but I'm not sure I can accept a Corvette being mid-engine yet or not. So kind of a little bit pessimistic on that one. But still, looks cool. Looks like a Ferrari, as I said. This is collector number 150. Then Mini GT, Chevy Corvette Stingray, and Torch Red. Mini GT, affiliate company, a TSM model. As usual, bottom of the box has your warning label, the age of collector, and then on this end has your Corvette emblem, which is kind of a new style look to it too. It usually was like cross flags or like a horizontal like bar type of thing for the Corvette emblem. So this is kind of a new look to the emblem too. Not sure if they had that on C6 and C7s and such. Then you have your Mini GT nameplate on this end cap. On the back of the box, it is your licensing from General Motors, and then how to contact Mini GT. And then once again here, as you can see, this is offered in left-hand drive and right-hand drive. I opted for left-hand drive, of course, because the car's roots are in America and everything in America is left-hand drive, but they do sell these in Asia and Europe, so you can get them in right-hand drive. So let's get him out and get a better look at him. And I'm trying to hold the car differently today because I noticed I had some distortion in the Lamborghini video, so I'd like to apologize for that. Hopefully we don't get any noise distortion or feedback in this video. I think it was my arm rubbing the microphone, but we will find out after this video and I upload it to see if there's any distortion. So let's take a look at this guy. So very nicely done by Mini GT. Everything is spot on like what you would see on a C8. The side vents. The car kind of reminds me of a Lotus Elise in a way. The body lines and everything. So kind of like has that Hennessy Venom look to it. Lotus Elise, which is the Hennessy Venom that's highly modified. I don't know if that's where the designer got this idea or what, but yeah, definitely not what you would think about when you think of a Corvette. Front end even looks like Ferrari. The only thing that I can say, maybe slightly with the fender bulge, and then the Corvette emblem on the front, but overall though, man, it looks like a Ferrari or Lamborghini. But very nicely done in rubber mirrors as usual. Nicely done by Mini GT. As I said, I'm just skeptical about the C8 itself, but the model by Mini GT is done fabulous. Like, look at the wheels, the black 5-spokes, the chrome lip, very nice. And then the acrylic headlights, like on the other cars. A lot of detail inside, very, very nice. Red acrylic tail lights, Corvette license plate, dual tailpipe tips, and then there you can see the LS style engine, or LT1 style engine, down under that. As I will learn with the Lamborghinis, I'll call it a bonnet. It's no longer a hood on the Corvette, so I have to call it like a bonnet. Or trunk, I don't know what else to call it, because rear engine cars kind of throw me off. I'm out of my realm with the mid-engine, rear engine type of vehicle. But still yet cool, just not what I think about when I think of a Corvette. Now, if I was thinking Ferrari, this was definitely what I would be thinking about. But Corvette would be this here, and probably always will be. I think that's everybody's idea when they think of a Corvette, is the C3. Maybe C4, depending on your age, but that's the kind of look that you think about when you think of Corvettes. Not this, but hey, it's a new trend. I think this is the beginning of the end for the Corvette. Not just because they won't be popular and a lot of like conservative traditional guys won't like them, but just because these cars are being phased out now for electric vehicles. This may be why General Motors took this approach and went with a mid-engine Corvette, but I'm not sure. But anyways, I would mark this as the beginning to the end. I don't think we'll see a C9. I think the C8 will be an end to an era. And if we do have a C9, I have a feeling it will be electric. For that matter, we may even see some electric options on the C8 platform in a year or two, if it even lasts that long. As I said, I think most combustion engine vehicles will be phased out over the next decade or so. So this may be the end to an era for the American Chevrolet sports car. But as I said, they did a fabulous job on this car. I mean, every detail is spot on perfect. Even the engine detail, the intake, everything on this car beautifully done. So I have no problem with the diecast. Fabulous job. Just skeptical if I'm a C8 fan or not. So guys, that's your new C8 from Mini GT. As I said, very, very nice diecast car. And then I posted some pics on Instagram the other day with these guys nose to nose and saying what a difference 52 years makes. For that matter, if you want to even go, what a difference 55 years makes. And that's a hell of a difference there. But for that matter, though, like the C1 to C3 is a hell of a difference. Like where they went with the Corvette, that was a whole new trend, and that trend look of the C3 continued on, and still continues on, even in the C8 with that sloped front end, that aerodynamic look. So that's what set the standard for the Corvette, was the C3. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it helps you see how nice Mini GT did with this vehicle. And I will buy the black one and the yellow ones coming up because they are cool. They're nicely done, and I think it will be the nicest C8 1/64th model offered to us. I hear Greenlight's going to make one, and a couple other companies will make them too. After I see the final production, I will decide whether or not I will opt to buy them to do a video on them. But the Mini GT, as always, they never disappoint. So guys, if you have not subscribed yet, please remember to do so. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share the video. Please tell your friends about my channel. And please tune back in tomorrow because we will be taking a look at the Johnny Lightning diorama garages and gas stations for our free-for-all weekend video. So we will be back on regular schedule as of tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great Friday.